Rushing into relationships because you're tired of so many Netflix solo nights? Well, push pause. Remember, good cheese and fine wine take time, and so does finding a partner, especially after 40. Remember, life's not a race, especially in the love lane. Let's not speed our way into settling. The only thing we should speeding towards is happiness. Or that last piece of pizza. Savor the journey. Enrich your own life. And let love find you marinating in your own awesomeness. Because when the time is right, you'll know. Until then, keep thriving, not just surviving. Switch gears. Explore life. See you in the next adventure. Bye for now. If you like this, comment, share, join my growing community. Just ask.
Don't speed into settling. The only thing you should be speeding into is happiness. Yeah, in other words, don't settle for Mr. Average and speed into the arms of Chad/Tyrone, because that's what 80% of all women mean when they say they aren't going to settle. I mean, if the guy isn't 6 feet tall, has a six-pack, and makes six figures, all those decades plus post-wall 49ers will automatically assume they are selling as if they had the equivalent to offer a HVM. Wow, at no point did this post-wall dating coach give any advice to women for molding themselves into what the men they are attracted to want. I mean, it's awesome having your own happiness. No one's going to argue that. But to tell women to just lay around and wait for their Prince Charming to arrive is detrimental. Isn't it awesome how these women aren't going to settle for any man below their standards, while at the same time they expect some HVM to come around and accept them exactly how they are? Oh, that's right, I forgot. These coaches will push some copium on their followers by telling all of them they are special. Ladies, if everyone is special, then no one is special. Moving on.
Hey y'all, thought I'd share a little story from my date last night. Went to a bar to have a drink before dinner with a date, of course. And this couple sitting next to me, I can overhear them talking. And he's telling the gal he's with, it sounds like a first date. He goes, I can tell a woman's age just by looking at her elbows. And she goes, seriously? And he goes, yeah, the skin on your elbows, a woman's elbows, it like droops, so you can tell usually if they're old or whatever. Well, my date went to the restroom and I'm like really zoomed in listening. So I said, I'm so sorry, I don't mean to eavesdrop, but this is fascinating to me. I said, so how old do you think I am? And I showed him my elbows and like, going like this, you know. He looks at my face, he looks at my elbow, and he goes, I'd say about 54, 55. And I said, yep, spot on. Take care of your elbows.
Dang, this elder post-wall queen sure is nosy. I mean, not just did she need the attention from her own date, she had to butt into someone else's date and grab the attention from that guy. Please save the spiel about your elbows. That's some weak sauce excuse to try and justify wanting to get a compliment from another guy. Riddle me this. How does the wrinkles in your elbow match up to the condition of your taco?
How dare you?
Sorry there, sister, but last time I checked, men of all ages don't spend a whole lot of time talking about the awesome qualities of a woman's well-kept elbows. The last time this gorilla heard anything exciting about an elbow was during the golden age of pro wrestling. But then again, it's only fair for a woman to try and up her SMV some by showing some healthy elbow skin. I'm sure that's going to set her apart in those dating app profiles. Yeah, about as much as a guy showing he has a juicy, healthy ankle, because chicks love ankles.
Oh, behave.
Moving on.
Hey, y'all. Get ready with me while I talk about dating after 50 in Atlanta. I moved here about 2 years ago, and I don't, dating is not for the faint of heart. Listen, ladies, how do y'all do it? I hate the apps, like the apps. And by the way, I am not a professional makeup artist. So you get what you get with this one. But anyhow, what do y'all do? Like, which are the best apps, and how do I not be so picky? Let me tell you about the first guy I went out with. He had me meet him close to where he lived, which I just thought, red flag, right? But anyhow, I took an Uber to where he wanted to meet. And you know what? I was like so happy because I'm so picky. I am so flippin' picky. But with this guy, I was like, oh, I'm kind of actually attracted to him. And we were vibing on what we were talking about. I was so happy. I was like, okay, something might be coming out of this, but I'm not a big drinker, and I could tell he wanted to go, out for more drinks.
She's going to sink, Captain. But she can't sink. She's unsinkable.
Okay, this Atlanta-based makeup plastering a modern-day dating granddaughter queen claims she is very picky in her dating selection. That kind of tells the bulk of my male viewers she is either delusional about her actual SMV, or she is using the male metric to guesstimate her SMV, which would be way off. If the guy told her to meet him near where he lives and she took a ride out there, that already tells you who has the higher SMV of both of them. Even in their 50s, women will climb mountains to get the prime grade A meat from the top 20% guys. Let's face it, she probably wouldn't drive any further than 10 miles for an average guy who is a mailman, or a factory worker, or a truck driver. Even though that woman really isn't anything more than average. In her mind, she isn't settling. Ladies, I have to ask, if you're in your 50s, and maybe a single mom of your last rugrat, does it dawn on you that the best years you can offer a man are in your past? I mean, what do all of you think you can offer a man at 50 that he would value? Company? He can get that from a younger woman. Bedroom fun? Also, he prefers younger women. Your experience? He really isn't interested in hearing how Chad plowed you in your Riviera vacay.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
Not only did he want to go out for more drinks, he asked me to come back to his place. I'm like, yo, dude, that is not, you got the wrong chick here, okay? Anyhow, I just was like, no, I've got to work tomorrow. It's probably best I go home. I had a great time, but look, all great things come to an end. So I call my Uber. This dude walks me outside. And it's like, oh, your Uber's almost here. Okay, let me give you a hug. And he leaves me. It's 9:30 at night in Midtown Atlanta, dark. And I'm standing out there. He's jetted. I'm like, what the hell? But I get home and he sends me a text. You're awesome. And you know what? I was like, oh my God, I know I'm awesome, but why did I give him a second chance? I'm not the one to give second chances, but you know what? I was attracted to him, and I'm very hardly ever attracted to anyone. So let's go with this. So he asked me out again. Why did I say yes? This time I tell him to meet me closer to where I live. Okay, so we meet.
Again, this decade's post-war contender shows that when a guy is attractive enough, well, women will make rules for betas and break them for alphas. I mean, Pookie walked her out to her Uber, but since she didn't go to his place, he dropped the deuces on her, as if he knew playing it that way would make her interested in a second date. Simply put, he made her break her rule for him. A player is going to play, and this queen is all shocked when he treated her like any other woman. But the funniest thing is, it worked since she went on another date with him. Come on, queen. It is no secret the man had enough game to stir your fifis for a round two. Complaining about it on social media really isn't going to garner any sympathy for you. And his text of, you're awesome? Note how it played into her feels of, I know I am awesome. Yeah, how exactly are you awesome? He didn't say she was special, or she made him feel a certain way, or how great the chemistry was. Nope, that's how Ray Ray rolls with using certain keywords. Freaking legend. I would say the awesome one is this experienced player. I will bet he has several women like her lined up in his roster.
He gets there ahead of me. He's like, is it okay if we sit at the bar? Fine, that's great. We order something. And why, as we're talking, do I look down and he sees me, see him, notice me looking at his hand where there's a ring. You know those rings that men wear now that are married, and they're like these rubber black rings? I don't even know what you call them. Anyhow, it was on his middle finger. I don't say anything. He knows, and I know. And then this dude says, I have to go to the restroom. So he goes. I'm still sitting there like, what the hell am I doing here? And he comes back from the restroom, and he's got this, I don't even know what all this stuff is, but anyhow, you know how there's those pens? And obviously you can also use those same type of pens just to smoke cigarettes type things. So he has one of those, and he's sneaking it and smoking off of it at the bar, at this restaurant.
From this grand elder post-wall smashing Queen's rant, all I keep hearing is how she is a professional bad decision maker. Ladies, you have to understand, for as much pity or whatever you want to generate from posting videos like these, men will say the obvious, especially in the part where she asked herself, what is she doing there?
The thirst always wins.
That is the number one thing women should be asking when they decide to go out with Chad/Tyrone and realize they will never treat you the way you dream of being treated. Why do so many women expect a high-value man to view themselves as average and, more importantly, treat her as if he was average? Sister, when you are dealing with a handsome guy who lays down Titan level pipe, you are not the one who is going to get the red carpet treatment, regardless of how shocked and shaking your feels are. Okay, let me come at this from a different angle in an effort to translate this for my XX chromosome viewers. Let's say Tom Brady gave you a chance to date him. You go on a date. You have a good time on that date, and although he may be in another relationship, you are so attracted to him that you are willing to look past all the complications just to have a shot at him. Well, you wouldn't be surprised if Tom B acted up a bit and did things that you would consider shocking because of his high SMV. Well, that Chad this queen is describing is a lower level Tom Brady, and she isn't even a cute young cheerleader.
Now that's a lot of damage.
I'm mortified. Nothing against, look, what you do is what you do. But first of all, nothing was supposed to be smoked at that bar. Definitely not that. And, you got... So anyhow, that was the end of that. And why did I just ghost him? Why didn't I just say, tell him my truth? And, everything he did, I do believe the dude is married. I believe he has his own little pied-à-terre that he takes women to. And I wasn't going to be the one. What do I do? What's the best apps? What is your advice? Please shout me out.
Did the guy have a pad somewhere to lay down some wicked pipe on his conquest? Probably. Was the guy married? Maybe, maybe not. But the point of all this is, again, the bulk of women only swipe right on Chad, Tyrone, Rico, Francois, Ramesh, Abdul, Yang, Hengst, or whatever name is used in your local circles. It doesn't matter, as these top-tier men make women's blood rush and make them yearn for that alpha energy. If this elder queen is serious on what she should do, well, allow this gorilla to give honest advice. Number 1, be more realistic with your actual SMV. Don't be a 49er, except you are a 5 out of 10 in your age. That's average. Number 2, don't make a list of requirements that you aren't even half of. I.e., if you demand him to be tall, dark, and handsome, well, you need to be drop-dead gorgeous, thin, and young. Number 3, master number 1 and 2 before anything else, and you'll be I
give you 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.